Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little video explaining some things. Somebody wanted to know some information, and I hate writing all this stuff out, so I'm just going to make a little video real quick. Uh, this is basically what my server's about and what I do. Um, I was asked about events. I don't have time to do events. Um, about me, real quick. I'm studying all types of things in game programming, between modeling, um, graphics, texturing, rigging, everything between there, code, anything dealing with the game industry is what I'm trying to study. It's a big whole system. I don't have time to sit down. I quit work to pursue this career in studying in game development. So I don't have a job, so I don't have time to sit down and entertain people and do all this stuff. This server is for my own enjoyment whenever I'm not studying, and I do alter it, I do change it, but it's for me. It's not for you all. It's actually for me, what I do. I allow everybody to come on and play on my server if they want to enjoy the things that I enjoy, that I think Worm should have had, and when I get time to add certain things, I add them. Outside mods, no, I do not use outside mods. They're hackable. The injection system is a shitty system to use, and I will not use it. There's an API being created. In the future, when the API gets created, mods will be a lot safer to be used in the API. And when people switch from this shitty injection system over to the API when it's created and they create their mods, if their mods do not destroy the worm feeling, then I might use a mod. But until then, all the mods I see actually destroy the worm feel for me, and I don't like it. Therefore, since this is my server and for my enjoyment, I'm not going to throw a shitload of mods that people are breaking the worm feel for their enjoyment. This ain't for y'all's enjoyment, for anyone asking. This is my enjoyment. This is how I want to play Worm. This is how I see Worm, and the things I add to it are what I think Worm should also have. So, I'm not being an ass when I say I'm not creating a server for you. The server's for me. I'm just allowing y'all to play on it. If you agree that this is the type of server you want to play on, then, you're welcome to play on, build, I'm not charging anybody money or anything. I'm making ways that people can make money to pay for their deeds and everything. And in my spare time, I do mod things in. But other than that, this is for my enjoyment. And as far as events, I really don't have time to create them for y'all. If there's enough people on here that want to try to create events, I will try to work with you as much as possible in being able to allow you to create these events. But it's going to have to be on y'all's back, not mine. I don't have the time to do it. I have to study. And what little time I do get to come in and play on the map and y'all see me play, that's my enjoyment away from my study. So, I don't want to spend that time trying to entertain people, because I'm just trying to get away from all the frustration of studying myself. So, PvP, I created a little small focus zone down there for you to PvP in. How do I say this? It's just a focus zone. Okay, this is still a PvE map. You can create a guard tower down there. Those guards are going to turn into freedom guards, regardless which tower you create. That means if you change yourself to Lydia, you're going to be attacked by those guards. And any Spirit Templar from any token on the map to any guard tower created on the map, all guards in the entire map will attack you if you even become Libya. So that's up to you. I put the bone altar there for you. I'm not going to go in and change all the game code to create this into a PvP server. I'm not a PvP fan. I just put a small, basically it's a focus zone for like an arena. Go in there, build PvP freely without having to do duels, and that's for y'all to make make of it what you can, because you're not going to have all the PvP options. It's just a focus zone. I don't have the money to pay for a whole new server for y'all to go PvP on. There's plenty of PvP servers for y'all to play on. You'll never get it from me. I just gave a small focus zone so you could go down there and freely PvP and have risk in that part of the map down there in the bottom corner. Other than that, this is not a PvP server. It ain't gonna have all this PvP that you want. It's just a place you can freely go and be attacked by other players. Pretty much, that's pretty much all it is. I mean, you can become Lydia if you want to, but like I said, all guards are gonna attack you. If you teleport back to Freedom, to Grimwell with the portal after becoming Libya, the guards here will attack you, even the tower guards. The token Spirit Templars will attack you, and all tower guards will attack you because they're all Freedom. Um, there is no other. There is no guard tower you can create that would give you Mole Rim or Jen Keller or Horde of the Summon guards. You're not going to get any of that here. That has to be switched with code. And I'm not turning this into a PvP server for people. This is a PvE server. I just gave a freely open area that y'all can run in and freely PvP against each other without having to do duel requests and shit like that. It's just free open stuff for y'all. Backups. I do backups when I feel like it. The way I run my server, I don't have issues. Had issues in the very beginning for the first 3 months. We had corrupted server. There was reasons why that happened. All that's been since fixed. Don't happen anymore. And I don't have to update like everybody else. There's people that update every day, every 12 hours, every 3 hours. It's rhetorical bullshit you don't have to actually do, to be honest. It actually just creates more hassle and takes up more damn space than you really want to take up. The server gets backed up before I update anything to the server, and it gets backed up pretty much anytime I start to update the server. Sometimes once a month I will come in. If I haven't updated in a while, I will come in and I'll back up the server. But it's not something that needs to be done every single day. The server is viewed all the time. I watch it daily. There are no errors, no issues. There's no reason to back up the server at all, other than when I do back it up. Maps are done every Sunday. Sometimes I might skip a week that Sunday. If no one's really building anything, there's no reason for me to waste my time to generate those maps. It's just a couple of clicks, but there is no automated system to set it up. It's a couple of button clicks and it runs through the map online. I don't have to really do nothing except for do a couple, like 3 button clicks, and wait on it to do its processing. But other than that, there's no need to set that stuff on and have useless processing when no one's building. So basically it's every Sunday, unless, if I don't see people doing and changing things, I don't update it. It's just a waste of time, to be honest. Unless there's modifications being done to the map. If people are modifying the map and they're doing stuff, then I don't mind updating it. If someone's been working hard and been building their stuff and they can't see their deed on the map or something like that, they can ask me and I can, they can get a hold of me and ask me if I don't mind updating the map so their place will show up on the map. And I have no problem doing that. If someone asks as a request for that, it's nothing. As soon as I see it, I can easily go in and click to update the map. But other than that, it's every Sunday. PvP, really ain't much anything on my server except for that little zone that you can freely do it in. Let's see, backups is, like I was talking about. Events, can't do those. It'll have to be player driven. Mods, won't do outside mods. They and I stress the opinion, this is my game feel. Honestly, every mod that people do is just altering and making the game easier and changing the actual physical mechanics of how the game actually works, and it takes away from the Worm Online feel, which is what I never wanted. Every time I mod, it's to add. I add on top of that. I don't take nothing away. I didn't believe in the real world money currency system, so I got a system built in that gives you coin when you butcher animals. The better your butchering skill, the more coin you can get off of the animal. I've got I got a mission in that's repeatable constantly, that you can bury corpses and you can get 3 copper coins per corpse that you bury. Now that's a mission I created. That's a mission that most people can't get because they don't have the stuff in their mission ruler to do it with. I've added stuff to my mission ruler so I can create certain things with missions, and that's one thing I've created. You get rewarded for burying your corpses to keep the RAM usage low. Every corpse on the map has to take chunks of memory, but you know, if there's an incentive to bury such corpse, then you'll bury it, and that object gets deleted. And once that object's deleted, it doesn't need that piece of memory anymore, and that memory gets freed up for something else. So therefore, you know, I do have that in there. It's not a mod, actually. It's actually a mission created with the mission ruler. It's not a mod. It's just I've given the mission ruler certain actions and items that were not available to it before. I've just added those to its list so I can give the different coins in rewards and stuff doing missions and stuff, and some actions that were not available there. But like, you know, I give a new sword model, double bladed sword. I got over 20 some new shop signs, around 10 new banners, a new barrel model. I got a kitchen table model, which I don't have one up anywhere. I've got taxidermy in, so you can start creating taxidermy stuff. I got the taxidermy skill in. You know, I add to Worm. I don't take away from it. I allow you see all these in here are white. All these royal chases, lounge chases are white. Well, actually, you can dye these. I give you the ability to dye a lot of things, like these marble tables, to these, to all the new fireplaces, chairs, furniture. Everything's been given the dye code so you can dye it. I think even the carpets have. I just haven't dyed any in here. As you can see here, some of them, there's a hyena trophy right there. And I'm not done with trophies and stuff like that and taxidermy. There's a lot I plan on adding, but when I get time to finish it up. Yeah, we got like hyenas, wargs, and brown bears and bison. You know, just some of the models I already have in here. Ability to create any of the Hoda statues, stuff, extra stuff being sold on there. Created a new hitching post model from the original one that I gave out to the public. Have my own model for my own server. It's more of a wooden log look, giving it that more rustic feel. Other than that, you know, that's pretty much how, you know, what I do. I'm here to increase the content to Worm, not alter its functionality, but to increase its functionality. Increase it by adding more skills in the skill tree. Adding, as you can see, the taxidermy skill. Just show that real quick. You got taxidermy and 4 new skills up underneath taxidermy that you'll be using to create the stuff. And from there, I'll be over time. I'll create full stuffed models, and then I'll probably work into wood carving, and eventually I plan on doing a bunch of new walls, new floor tiles, roof tiles, so you could have even more construction options and different textures and stuff for the roof tiles and floor tiles. And I got a video. If you go to my YouTube page, you can see my video over there showing all that stuff. But basically, that's what I do. I enhance my Worm experience, not alter it. I don't want to alter it, you know, with priest mods and oh, my crops no longer decay. It's, you know, that takes away from Worm. That takes away from its mechanics, and I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to have the original Worm, but with some added stuff. Being able to make flags that I can't make, tabards that are not supposed to be made because this ain't a PvP server. Therefore, you know, you don't have the player kingdoms and stuff. Therefore, you're not supposed to be able to make these. So I actually add these in so you can have any one of the tabards. I got all the shoulder pieces added. Oh, excuse me. You can create even with the player-made kingdom wagons. It's stuff like that. I add to the game. I don't take away. Um, just to show you what this is, you come up here and you examine this. All this is going to do is take you over here to a place that if you cross, you turn into Enter PvP lands. This right here is all it is once you cross this road, you're in PvP. Uh, it just means it is a focus zone is all it is. Wow, somebody must have recently came through here. Left their horse there. Basically what this does is it allows you to PvP freely without having to accept a challenge. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing special. There is a bone altar out here, as you can see, and if you click on that bone altar and do go through its thing, you will become Libya, and you will be pretty much KOS on the entire map, but sitting in this area unless somebody becomes an asshole and builds a guard tower over there, then you'll be attacked by the guards, cause the only thing this map's going to spit out is freedom guards. It don't spit out any other guards other than freedom. If that becomes a pain in the ass, I will take the Libya tower away. But other than that, that's basically what this is. Just a free place to go PvP and do what you want over there in that little bitty set of land. Other than that, that's what my server is about. There ain't a lot of people that play over here. I'm not trying to get people to play over here. I don't mind if people play on my server. That's why I opened it up. But it's not something I'm focused on, trying to make a server for everybody else that they want to play on. This is the server I want to play on. It's built the way I want to play it. It's modded the way I want to play it. I don't really take in a lot of people's suggestions because, it's mainly what I want to play. It's my vision of Worm Unlimited, and I offer people to play the same vision that I want. And that's pretty much it, A lot of people like the changes that I do, and they don't, they come and go, but, not everybody, my server ain't going to be for everybody. I can do things that other modders cannot do. But that's just the thing. You can't. You come to my server, you're not going to get a lot of this other. You're not going to get any outside modding. It's going to be whatever I do, and I recommend that you read what I have done to the server. If it's something you want to play on, then if you want these outside mods, this is not ever going to be the server for you, because I am a brick wall, and you'll be talking to a brick wall if you ever want outside mods, because you're not going to get them. Maybe down the road, if they make sense and they don't alter the gameplay of Worm, and it's under the API system and not under the mod launcher loader crap that's hackable real easy. Maybe when everybody's playing under the same thing, and if the modder that creates it is going to keep his shit up, maybe then I'd put a mod in. See, right now, any mod that I do, when Code Club updates, I take what they've updated, I bring it into my IDE, and I fix everything at one time. So when I bring in Code Club's update onto my live server, everything I've ever done is updated to that. There is nothing left out. There is no, this mod has to be deactivated till the modder updates his damn mod. And there's nothing worse than trying to update someone else's code, which is why it's hell on wheels sometimes working in Code Club's code, because it has had so many hands in that pie that there are so many ways that code has been written that wouldn't have been written that way if a certain set of coders were always the ones coding everything in it. But because it's had so many different coders over the past, for someone, you need to understand how programming works. A language can be written in many different ways. And because of that, some programmers learn to write the language one way while another programmer will write it a different way or use different methods to create the same identical thing that was happening in the code that was written by another programmer. And because of that, it gets to be a pain in the ass sometimes looking in someone else's code, especially when you've had way too many people in there. And Worm Online has had way too many people over the 14 years that it's been around had their hand in that damn pie. And that pie looks a little messy. It's like a big mixture pie. It's no longer a strawberry pie or no longer a potato pie. It's now potato slash sausage slash green bean, pea, corn, yam. There's all kinds of shit thrown in there in code. Of ways of writing code been thrown into that pie, and it gets to be a big sloppy mess. And trying to learn how each coder and recognizing each coder when they came in and wrote code into, what parts that they wrote in, yeah. So, I don't have to wait on modders to fix their shit because it's just something you don't want, because basically what can corrupt the server real easy is, let's just take for example, if modders could do what I do and put real models into the game, because I haven't seen another modder do this yet, is put other models in the game, but when they can actually put a new physical model in the game, that model is given an IDE. Let's just say there was a modder that came out and he put in these new, let's just say Worm Online never had these mailboxes and he put in this mailbox code. So you put this in and you've been running on your server. Well, Code Club has an update and this guy, he just hadn't got around to creating his mailbox. So you have to deactivate this mailbox on your server. Well, what happens is your database has those IDs that were created for each one of those items that were created on your server. But now that the mod is deactivated, what happens is the server starts popping up errors because it's not getting code that needs to be added to these items, because these items actually exist in a database. So while all these errors are popping up, these errors can cause corruption. So see, you should never crank up a server that has a mod that has database code added to it. If that mod is not ready, then your server should never update until all your mods are ready to update. Therefore, you'll never get your server corrupted. Otherwise, you're going to corrupt your server. You're gonna really corrupt your server, because you're going to get errors, and those errors can cause corruption. And then once that corruption starts, it's just a chain reaction until it gets so bad that your server won't crank up anymore. So, when my server updates, every item I ever added to the server gets updated at the same time. So I don't have to worry about that type of corruption. I don't have to worry about an item not existing that's been put into the game and so forth. But that's pretty much it. If looks like Lake's back in. If you want to play on this server, and you like the changes that are being done, then this is a server for you. But if you want all these outside mods, and all this PvP stuff, this ain't going to be the server for you. This is going to be the only server I maintain. I'm not going to make side servers that you can float to and stuff like that. I really do not have the money to pay for other servers. I function with this one server. I have 3 gigs of RAM on this server. It runs pretty well, and yeah, I don't have time for all these events and stuff. That'll have to be player driven. Other than that, enjoy the server. Hopefully I answered your questions. Hopefully I was forward enough about answering your questions, but enjoy your time here. Have fun. Just have fun.